Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's IN.FORM Coaches webinar. My name is Shandy Hatfield, and I work here at Nature Sunshine's home office with our lovely IN.FORM program. I'm lucky to be able to work with it every day. On today's webinar, we are going to talk about all of our online IN.FORM tools and just give a little refresher on that. So, just as a reminder, any questions or comments that you have, feel free to type into the question box on your panel, and we'll make sure to take some time at the end of the webinar to answer those. The handout, let me just add that on real quick. So in your panel, it's just uploading now. There will be a handout of today's slides if you want to download those and take notes or anything. So, all right, so today's agenda, this is what we're going to cover. So we're going to go over the Coaches Portal tutorial, and we're going to go over all of the different features that are available to you on the Coaches Portal just to help make sure everybody is familiar with that and how everything works. We also will do a quick tour of the Coaches resource page. We'll also show you a little bit about the IN.FORM online certification. And then we're going to talk a little bit about our IN.FORM Facebook group. So these are all really great tools that are available to you to help support you as an IN.FORM coach. So we want to make sure that you're taking full advantage of everything that we have available. So a little bit about the Coaches Portal. I know many of you have been uploading your groups and have been utilizing the Coaches Portal, but I do hear from many coaches that are not familiar how to use it. They're running groups, but they're not submitting their groups through the portal and are just not comfortable with it. And so we wanted to make sure that you're aware of all the features and how to use it. So the Coaches Portal, you can access on our website under the members header at the top, and then under IN.FORM Coaches Portal. You also can get to it by going to naturesunshine.com/coach. Or you can access it at IN.FORMNSP.com and clicking on the coach login. So there's lots of different ways that you can access it. But the purpose of the Coaches Portal is really to be your spot on Nature Sunshine's website. It's a place where you can upload and manage your groups, so you can see what activity that you have going on. You can see your schedule of all the groups that you have happening. It also is a spot where you're going to upload and manage your participants. So you can see all the participants that are in all of your groups, and you can really keep track of all of that. It gives you a place that you can do that. It also allows you to see if you've qualified for the IN.FORM promotion, such as the Start Your Group promotion. Also, your INspire points are hooked to that as well. So it lets you see where you're at and what you still need to qualify. For your participants, it allows you to track their BioTracker data and their progress with different graphs and charts, and we'll make sure to show some examples of that. It allows you to suggest products for each participant, and those products will show up on the website for them in their participant portal so that they can easily add them to cart and place their order. And like I just mentioned, you have an additional portal for your participants so they can keep track of their own progress, see those product recommendations that you are giving them. And then it also is a spot where you can access all of your IN.FORM resources. So we have links on this page to the IN.FORM resource page, to the information about the promotions, to reorder supplies. It really is your go-to spot for everything IN.FORM. A couple of definitions that I just wanted to go over, because I know these things are not quite clear for everyone. So I just want to make sure that you understand the different terminology and lingo that's used on the Coaches Portal. So the first definition is a rolling group. So a rolling group is a group that allows participants to join on any week. So your group can be going along, and maybe you're on week 4 and you have somebody new that's interested in joining. They could join then, and then they'll just keep going through the weeks until they get we'll get back to Module 1, and then they'll finish up on Module 3. So they run their 13 weeks, but it may not be from week 1 to week 13. It could be from week 7, and then they'll cycle back to week 6. So they get all of the different modules, but it allows them to join at any time, and you just keep those groups going. So that's what a rolling group is, and it's a great way to kind of build your groups over time and build momentum with those rolling groups. All right, so on the Coaches portal, I'll show you where this appears, but you will see the term cycle, and it's a new term that we just have started using this year, and it helps to help us understand rolling groups. So a cycle is each time that your rolling group completes the 13 modules is considered a cycle. So if you start a brand new group, you'll run weeks 1 through 13, and that will be your cycle 1. But if you continue with that group and start a new 13 weeks, you will move to cycle 2 of that same group. And there's some different things that are tied to that, like our promotions. And for each cycle, you are eligible to earn promotions and IN.FORM points. And so it's important to understand that, especially if you are doing rolling groups. All right, and then the next term is a qualified participant. And I'll show you where all of these appear on the website. But a qualified participant is going to be somebody that joins your IN.FORM group, and they're either brand new, they've never done IN.FORM before, or they're somebody that hasn't participated in IN.FORM in the last 12 months. So if you had somebody a year or two ago that did the IN.FORM program but wants to come and do it again now, they can definitely come. Well, of course, anybody can come and do it again, but those participants that haven't done IN.FORM in the last year will be eligible to help you qualify for the different promotions and things that we do. So those are some definitions just to lay a little bit of groundwork, but let's go ahead and start our tour. So I'm going to bring over the Coaches portal, and I'm logged in under my Coaches portal. And like you can see here, under Members, this is where you're going to find it, right here, the Coaches portal. And then it will require you to log in because this is a unique page that's specific to you, so you need to be logged in. All right, so a couple of things that you'll see here is you'll see your information at the top. It has your name, your phone number, your email, and a spot for a profile picture, which if you click on this Edit Your Information, you can go in and change. So you actually can decide if you want to share your contact information or not. I'm going to go ahead and change ours to mine to yes. Basically what will happen is your participants, when they go to their portal, they'll be able to see your phone number and your email address, whatever information you put right here. So let's go ahead and submit that. You also can click on this little camera button right here if you want to change your photo. So this photo will appear on your participants portal. So it just kind of gives a little bit of a personal touch to it. So I think it's a great thing to include if you can. All right, so a couple of other things. Our IN.FORM group section. So let's start there. This is where you're going to see all of the groups that you currently have on your schedule. Plus, you'll be able to add any new groups that you happen to start doing. Of course, when you come here, you'll add a new group to your schedule. So currently, you can see that I've got my Wednesday group, and we meet at Wednesdays at 11 a.m. I currently have 5 participants, and all 5 of those can help me qualify for the promotion. We're on our first cycle. So we're on our first round of 13 weeks, and we are on Module 9. And then this is our location. So if we click on that, it actually pulls up a little map. So your participants on their portal can see that. So this is just here at our home office. And then some information over here. This little button is to edit the group information. So say we need to change our meeting day to Tuesdays, we could go ahead and do that. needs a suite number. All right. So we'll go ahead and save that. This is also where we could come and upload our group photo, which I've already done for this group, but you can see right here, there's a little camera button. And then this little trash can is if you ever needed to delete a group off of your schedule, you can just click on that. Okay, so let me take you through these little links, and then I'll show you how we can add a new group to the schedule. So this is saying this group qualified for the promotion. So if we click on that, it's going to say that we've qualified. And so how it works is if you, the promotion, like your start your group promotion, you have to have 5 qualified participants plus submit a group photo. So for this one, we are eligible. And once we add our other group, I'll show you what it looks like when you haven't qualified for the promotion. Also, you can see which of your participants help you qualified for that. So this is my group here, and this is just my little test group. So we've got Scott Terry in there twice, but anyway, so all of these participants helped me qualify for the promotion. They were new participants that hadn't participated within the last year. All right, so let's go ahead and add a group to our schedule so you can see what that looks like. So we're going to call this our webinar group. And we're going to start today. So we'll select today's date. And then we're going to start at 11 a.m. That's the time we started today's webinar. I'm going to go ahead and say that we're at NSP. So I'll enter our address here. All right, so I've got that in, and then this group schedule message, the purpose of this is if you ever needed to have something specific that gives an instruction to your participant, this will appear on their portal. So like if we want to say we are going to meet on the 4th floor, we could add a note and a room number or whatever that may be. Or if you're doing it at your home and say you're doing your meetings in your backyard, you could add a little note there that your participants can see. All right, so we can either submit or we can submit and add participants and just go straight to the participant adding feature. I'm going to go ahead and just submit so that I can explain the participant sections first. Okay, and it wants me to validate the address. So we went ahead and did that. Okay, so now you can see this webinar group. So right now it's going to say promotion not earned. It says that I need to submit a group photo and I need to have 5 or more qualified participants, and right now I just have 0 because we haven't added anybody yet. So this will always give you an update of where you're at. So as we add participants, you'll see this counter go up. And as we complete these things, the green check marks will appear right here, so you know exactly what you need to do to complete. A question came in from Tony, and she asked about the group message, the group meeting message. Does that go out just once? And actually how it works is that message actually will appear on the participants portal. So they can see it there. So it doesn't email it to them. It just appears on their portal. So they can see that message anytime that they log into their portal. All right. So if we needed to go in and change it, we can always just delete it and then submit, and we would be good to go. Okay. So another question from Tony about this qualified participant, and this, if you've done groups, this may be something that you've seen, and I do want to explain it. Because this is all test data, I don't really have, well, you know what, let me come back to this one. I'll add one more participant into this group, and then I can show you exactly what it's looking like. So Tony, I'll come back to your question because I think it will make more sense in just a moment. Okay, so let's look at our IN.FORM participant section. So this is where all of your participants are going to appear. And so of course we've got their name. We've got the date that you entered them into the system. We've got which group they're a member of, their BioTracker data, when was the last day that it was entered, and then have you recommended products to that person. And then, of course, we've got the ability to edit the participant data by clicking on this button. They will receive a welcome email when they join, and this is if you need to resend that at all. If somebody is a member of Nature Sunshine and you set up their information, they'll receive an email, but they can also access their participant portal right here, just on the menu. But if you have somebody that's not a member of Nature Sunshine and you enter their email address, they'll get this welcome email that will give them a link that will give them special access to a portal that doesn't have a login. They can only access it through that link. So that's if you ever need to resend that to them. And then, of course, this little trash can is if you need to delete a participant, you can do that. All right, so let's go ahead and add a participant. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add into the Wednesday group so that I can show you the example for Tony's question. So you just select which group they're a part of. Participant type, this is where you're going to select if they're a new person. So that means that they haven't done IN.FORM within the last year. Or if you have a repeating person, you'll just select them as a repeat. Assistant coach, this just allows you to flag somebody if they are one of your helpers or if they're another coach in your group. For the promotions and the INSPIRE points, you as the main coach will get all of those benefits, and an assistant coach doesn't qualify for those. But this is just an option if you want to flag them as somebody that is an assistant coach. All right, NSP member. So are they a member of Nature Sunshine? If they are a member, I strongly recommend that you do include their account number. There's a few reasons for this. They'll be able to access their portal from their login on the menu, which is much simpler. It's easier for participants to be able to get to that are members of Nature Sunshine. Also, they'll be able to enroll in the challenge, the IN.FORM challenge, if they're a member of Nature Sunshine. And then if you're familiar with the Start Your Group promotion we've done for the last couple of months, it's been around IN.FORM product sales. And if you don't put in somebody's account number and they purchase IN.FORM products, there's no way for us to tie them into your group, and so those sales don't count towards the promotion. So you really do need to put that account number there if you want to have that count. All right, so let's go ahead and add in a little test person. Let me add Joe Webb. Okay, and if they're a member, their phone number and their email address from their account is already going to automatically fill in, so you don't have to type anything there. All right, so email communication, if they want to receive it or not, they can select that. The language, you'll select if it's going to be English or Spanish, and that's the language they'll receive communications in. And then measurement type, if you're going to use US units, which most of us will, but this actually is a global system, the Coaches Portal, so we have a metric system available for those in the U.S. that like to use that, and then also for our Latin American markets and for Canada. So, but most of you won't have to change anything there. Okay, and so from here we can save and add another participant, or we can just save and close. So I'm going to just go ahead and save and close so we can look at a couple of things. All right, so we can see we've got Joe Webb added here into our group, into our Wednesday group. So now I want to just come up and answer Tony's question. All right, so as you can see here, we've already have our 5 participants to qualify for this cycle. And we added Joe Webb into our group, and we're on week 9. And so this is really a rolling group. Joe is not going to finish until week 8 of my next cycle. And so there's some benefits of continuing to add people into your groups. and to do rolling groups. So once you have qualified for your group, anybody additional, well, once you've qualified for the promotion, like the Start Your Group promotion or the I-Inspire points, anybody additional that you add to your group, what happens is they actually will roll up and count, help you count and earn the promotion for the next cycle. So it's a little bit of a bonus for you there. So once we started a cycle 2, if we've added 5 new people, then we are going to be able to submit a group photo again, and we can qualify for the promotion for cycle 2. So that's basically what that means, is that they'll count towards your next 13 weeks. As long as you have 5 new people and that group photo, you can qualify once you start a new 13 weeks. And just on the flip side of that, once you are in cycle 2, what will happen is Joe, this will change, and it will say, okay, Joe is qualifying for this cycle, but these 5 are going to show as counted towards the last cycle until they finish their 13 weeks, and then they're going to drop off your list. But you may see a message like that as well, that counted towards your last cycle. So those are the different messages that you can see there for the promotion. So I hope that clears it up. Okay, let me just peek over at the questions. All right, so Kim asked a question about the assistant coach. If you flag somebody as an assistant coach, do they not count as a qualified participant? And they actually can count as a qualified participant as long as they haven't done an IN.FORM group in the last year. So they can still count even if they're an assistant coach. All right, so let me just look at one other thing. Okay, so Marilyn is asking that sometimes it's hard to get a group photo of your rolling group. Marilyn, what I would do there is once you've added 5 new people and you've started that new 13 weeks, I would just take a photo that day, and maybe you have some extra people that are there because they counted in your last cycle, but that's not a big deal if you have a few extra people in there. So I would just do your best and take a photo once you've got those 5 new people added. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so this question is from Kim as well. She said that some of her participants do not have an email address. Is there a workaround for that? Unfortunately, an email address is something that is required, but if they don't have an email address, one thing you could do is either put in your email address, and just opt out of the email communication. It's not a huge deal, but there does need to be an email address in there, so that's a suggestion that you could do. Let's see. Okay. All right, so let me just explain a couple of other things, and then we will come back to some of these other questions. We'll make sure to take some time, but there's a couple of other things that may answer some of the questions that have come in. All right, so we've added the participants in, if you can see that. All right, let me just hop down here. Oh, the archive. Okay. So participant archive, what happens is once a participant has finished their 13 weeks, they're not going to stay on this list forever because, of course, we don't want this to be cluttered up with old participants, especially if you do a lot of groups and things like that. So once a participant has finished their 13 weeks, and then we have a little 2-week grace period. So after 15 weeks, they are added into the archive. So if you ever wanted to go back and see who's been in your groups before, you can do that just by clicking on the archive, and you can access their information, their email address. So if you wanted to do some follow-up and reach back out to them, you can do that. The same with your group. So once a group has gone 13 weeks without any new participants being added, plus a 2-week grace period. So if you go 13 weeks and you don't add anybody new, 2 weeks from then it's going to be archived unless you add a new person. So once a group has been archived, because I mean what it says to us is that it's not active because you're not actively adding any new people. If you wanted to start that group back up again, what you actually have to do is you have to add a new one onto the schedule. So once they're archived, they can't be pulled back out. You've just got to add a new one onto the schedule, which isn't a big deal. I mean, you saw how simple it was to add a new one to the schedule, so that's how that works. All right, so our inspirational message. This basically is just for fun. There's a spot that you can add a little quote right here, or if you wanted to have something for your participants to see to motivate them, you add it here and hit submit, and then what happens is it actually appears on your participants portal so they can see that. So that's how that works. These are right down here at the bottom are quick links to other pages that are your resources. So we've got the training and resource page, we've got promotions, reordering supplies, downline reports, and then the e-store. So we'll come back to these in just a moment. I want to show you a little bit about the participant portal before we move on, and then we'll address a couple of the questions that have come in. So the participant portal, let's actually take a look at this one for Jill. So this is kind of your participant page for them. So you have an individual page for each person, but they have a page from their end, the participant portal, that looks very similar to this. So let me just explain a couple of things here. All right, so what we see here is they have their participant information. So you can see their name, their phone number, their address if they have one in the system, if they're a member. This account is in the system, so the address does pop up. And then also the email address. It's really simple to come in here and edit any information that needs to be edited. It's possible if you have a non-member that you didn't have an account number for, of course, at the time, you can actually come back in here and add it, and then we can start counting them for the different promotions that we run with sales and everything. And also, if you have somebody that's like, hey, I don't want to receive any emails anymore, because there is an email that goes out just reminding them of when the weekly meeting is, you can just come and you can opt them out of it here. Another important thing is if any information is changed here, like the phone number, email address, address, it does not change it on their NSP account. It only changes it on this information here. The same goes on your coaches portal. So if we edit information up here, like your phone number or your email, it doesn't change it for Nature Sunshine. It only changes it for your coaches portal. So if you want to change your phone number and email address, you still need to go into members and into the members portal where you can go in and change that. All right, so you also will see IN.FORM challenge if they are registered or not. So it looks like Jill is not registered for the challenge, and I'll show you that in a moment of how we can do that. And once she does register, it's going to show that yes, she's registered for the challenge, and you'll actually see the before photo and a spot for the after photo. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the progress graph. So this is something that I think is really cool. It's a very visual way for them to see what are the results that I'm having and how does that look from the beginning of the program. So you can see here that we've got weight, and this is just some pretend numbers because this is not a real person. but I wanted to demonstrate how the chart works. So we can see for weight, for body fat, or water, if we want to see what the metabolic age has done. You can change it for all those different readings. And you also can see this little goal line down here at the bottom. And what you can do is you actually can go and enter goals for their BioTracker data. So maybe on your first meeting, you can sit down and help them set some goals. And then you, or actually them as well, can enter the BioTracker data and set the goals. We can set, I'm just going to put in a number so that we can see what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and submit that. So then there's a goal line that they're working towards, so that they can see how they're trending for their progress. And let me show you how entering the BioTracker data is going to work. So let's go ahead and enter in some data. We're going to enter in some good numbers and some bad so that we can see. And like I said, this is just pretend data, so don't worry too much about it. All right, so you can see that, hey, we're trending towards that goal, but on the body fat, oh, we went in the wrong direction. So, I mean, it's just going to show what their progress is. Another cool thing that you can do, if you want to print off the graphs or see them all, you can click on this View All Graphs button, and it will have them all on one page, and you can just hit the print button and print all of them off. So that's all the BioTracker data, and like I said, you can come in every week if you want and add their information, or you can have each participant go to their portal and they can enter it themselves. So whatever's going to be easier for you, but it's really a great resource to be able to track that data, to be able to see the charts, and so I encourage you to really take advantage of that. All right, a couple of other things. You can also enter a personal message for Jill here. So like you can see, you can do it, Jill. We've got a little message for her. And you can also recommend products. So you can see right here that I've recommended that Jill get on the IN.FORM metabolic age system, the pea protein. So you can add those through these product packs right there. Just add to cart, or you can add by specific SKU number. You can put in the number or just start typing the name, and the product will pop up and you just hit recommend. And they'll appear on her page. So actually, you know, let me see if I can pull up a participant portal just so you can see a little bit of the differences. Hold on here and we'll get one pulled up. Oh. Okay, so we're logging in to this account. Let's go to the participant portal. And there are a few people that, well, quite a few that, because this is our test account, that have participant portal. So let's find Jill in the drop-down list. So you can see here she's not registered for the challenge. She can click to register. Okay, her group information, so she can see Wednesday group, Tuesday at 11, it's at Nature Sunshine. She can see her coach's information. And then there's these little messages that will appear for her. And then here's the product recommendations, and she can easily just add those right into cart and go to checkout and finish up her order. So that's something really easy to do. So that's the participant portal. It looks really similar, but then there's information about contacting the coach and the product recommendations. So that's what they see when they come. All right, so let's answer a couple of questions, and then I want to talk about the challenge really quick. Okay, so let me just go back to these. I want to make sure that we cover this really well so that you understand how it works. Let's see here. Okay, so Lillian is asking, she has 5 participants that did IN.FORM last year, and they finished in November, and they want to start it again on October this month. Would they count as new qualified participants? So they actually, they have to have not done IN.FORM in the last year, so you're getting pretty close. But yeah, they need to have not done IN.FORM within the last year. Okay, so okay, so this is from Doreen. She said that if she's not doing a rolling group and has 7 new participants and only 5 are needed to qualify for the promotion, the other 2 count towards another group. Doreen, they only will count if you continue that group and add a total of 5 new people. So really, the extra participants rolling up, it's kind of like a little extra benefit for those that do rolling groups. So if you do rolling groups, it makes it easier to qualify for the promotion. So it's just kind of a benefit there. Okay, so this is from Kelly. She wants to know, if we do a class online, how do we get a group picture? So that is a really great question. We have to be a little bit creative with those online groups. Some things that people have done with those online groups, if it is like a Skype group or something, I've had people take a picture of the screen. And I've also had people do like a little collage of pictures of all of the before pictures for the people in their group. So you just have to be a little bit creative, because I know those aren't meeting in person, but just do your best to get that group picture in. We just want some proof that that group is an actual group. So do your best there. Let's see here. All right. Okay, Marcia's question is about the group. This is about the cycle and the which module you're on counter. Let me go back to the coaches portal and I'll just show you. She's wondering about these counters right here. She says, what happens to the count when classes are frequently postponed due to vacations? So there's not really anything that we can do to change the counter. So you will be off, but that's really just kind of for your information. It doesn't share that really anywhere, so it's not a huge deal. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, so Kim said she just finished submitting a new group, so way to go, Kim. Let's see. Okay, so this is actually a question about the challenge, and I'm going to go through that next. But let me answer this question. So Sheila said she has a member that already finished her 13-week class and wants to know if she can enter the challenge. So the answer to that is definitely yes. She can enter the challenge and then run another 13 weeks, and then she can finish the challenge. So that is totally fine, no problem. All right, and so we'll do one more question, and then I'm going to show all of the challenge enrollment information. So Mark is wondering, how soon after we start a group do the I-Inspire points show up on the leaderboard? So once you start a group, you get your 5 participants and you submit your photo, so you have a qualified group. The I-Inspire points are added really quickly. So they typically are added with, I think it's the next day. They run a report every night and then they award those points. it just happens automatically through IT. So yeah, they should be on there just right away once you have a qualified group. Well, not right away, but the next day they should be there. All right, so let's go to the challenge information. So I'm going to hop back over to Jill here, and we're going to register for the challenge. Okay, so you can see we have a lot of test data here, but let's go ahead and start a new registration. We're going to choose Jill from the list. Most people won't have to pick anything from the drop-down if they are the only participant on their account, but like if a husband and wife are both in your group and they both want to do the challenge, they'll just select their name from the list, and then they'll be able to register. So it's going to autofill some of the information in, but not everything. So we need to select a birthday. So not 2016, though. Let's put 1988. Okay, we're going to select gender and then the measurement type, which I mentioned before. Most of you are going to use the U.S. system. Okay, we're going to put in a height, and then it's going to pull the BioTracker data from that first week as long as that information has been entered. So another reason to do it, it makes this process much more simple. If not, they can go in and just enter those first measurements in. The weight, height, and then the body measurements are required. The BioTracker data is optional because even if someone is not in an IN.FORM group, they can still participate in the challenge, and since only coaches have access to the BioTracker, we wanted to make sure that was as simple as possible. And then they're going to enter in a little bit about why they're entering in the IN.FORM challenge. So let's put in a little why here. I want to get healthy. Of course, we'd recommend they have a little bit more of a SMART goal when they're doing IN.FORM, but just for example's sake, that's what we'll put. And then we'll go ahead and submit that. All right, and then the photos are going to appear. So you'll notice here that there is a spot for 4 photos, but only one is required. So that is a recent change that we've made because we wanted it to be more simple for people to enroll. So the only photo that is required is straight on from the front, head to toe. They are welcome to submit more photos if they would like. That always is helpful, but we're only just requiring this one picture. And here's a good example. You can see that we've got form-fitting clothes. We're against a white background wall with not a lot of clutter, and so it will be really easy to see the results. So sometimes the pictures that are submitted make it a little bit hard for us to tell what kind of results you've really had because they wore baggy clothes or it just was difficult to tell. So that always is very helpful to have the clear background. Okay, so let me select that picture. All right, we're just going to upload the one. We'll go ahead and upload that. Okay, so here's the information. So we will be able to enter Jill's final results after January 10th. And we have 24 hours if we need to go back in and edit any information. So say we realized, oh, I made a typo, or I submitted a picture of a wrong person, or whatever it might be. You actually can go in within 24 hours and edit that. But then after that, the entry is final and you can't make any changes. So that's how the IN.FORM challenge works. And then once somebody is finished, you can see here that we've got an example. It's time for Lily to enter her final results. And you can just click on that and come here and enter the information, including a story, and we're good to go. All right, so that is the coaches and the participant portal. I hope that is helpful to have all of that information. Let's see, the other things that I was going to cover, and I'll do these quicker so we can get to some other questions, and really we don't need to spend quite as much time on these. But the first is the resource page. So that's training and resources that you can click on. A couple of things here you can see. We've got a link to register for our webinar, which all of you are already good and registered on that webinar link, so you don't need to do that again. We also have some featured training webinars. If you want to go back and listen to some of our past webinars, we've got a video on how to use the BioTracker, understanding the compensation plan. We have a really great webinar on essential oils and incorporating that into your group. Plus, we've got this really great archive, and you can go and view the newest webinars that we've done. Plus, we've got a ton of webinars on various different topics to help you be successful. And we continue to add to this every week, so we've got a lot of great things. Also, especially if you've certified prior to April of this year, you would have had a resource DVD. And we actually have moved that resource DVD content completely online. And so if you want new PowerPoints for the new material, you actually can access this right on the Coach's Resource page. So you can see we've got all of the new PowerPoint presentations right there for you. All of the new forms and different things will be added right here to the site. And we've got some other resources to you, available to you as well. All right, so that is the resource page. The other thing that two other things I wanted to show you really quick. IN.FORM which is our online certification. And it seems like it gets a little bit confusing with the coaches portal and IN.FORM so I just wanted to explain the difference. The coaches portal is everything that we just covered. IN.FORM is our new online IN.FORM certification for new coaches or for existing coaches that want to repeat and get recertified. You can do that as well. So that is IN.FORM So this is where you would come and access the different IN.FORM certification materials. All right, and then the last thing that I want to cover, let me just pull this up, is our IN.FORM Facebook page, our IN.FORM coaches group. And many of you are part of this, but I wanted to be sure that everybody's aware of this. So this is IN.FORM Coaches Forum, which you can actually just search on Facebook and you can request to join. It's a closed group, so I actually approve every single person that is requesting to join. It looks like I've got a few people right now that I need to go and verify if they are coaches or not, and then I can add them to the group. But if you're not a part of this, I really recommend that you go to Facebook and you find us and you get involved, because we have got right now we've got 575 members, and all of them are coaches. And this is really just a great spot that you can come and post your questions. You can post, like we have here, Annette, that posted, it looks like a little health fair or something that they did, a health expo. And it's really fun to be able to share that with other coaches. It's a great place to come and get ideas and to share recipes and different things like that. And I think this is a resource that you really should take advantage of, because you have access to other coaches all over the country, and it's just a great place that we can share ideas and really help each other and share what's working. And so take some time and go and find the forum, and I'll go on just a little bit later today and I'll approve anybody that that requests. As long as I verify that you're a coach, we're good to go. So that is the Facebook forum. All right, so let's take a look at a couple other questions, and then I've got a few announcements that I want to do, some exciting things that we have going on, and then we'll wrap things up for today. So let's see here. Okay, so Kim is asking a question about the challenge. She wants to know, can somebody do the challenge more than one time? And the answer to that is yes. So Once they complete a challenge, they are more than welcome to do a second challenge if they still have weight and everything that they still need to lose. That is totally fine. They are more than welcome to join the challenge again. Marilyn asked if we are going to just do 2 webinars per month. I noticed when I was on that resource page that we do have some incorrect information that said we are doing it twice a month. We actually are doing webinars weekly, so for a little while we did switch to twice a month, and I need to go to the website and get that updated. So thanks for reminding me on that one, Marilyn. We've answered a lot of questions. Let's see. Okay, so Sheila's asking about the incentive this month with the product credit for starting a new group. We are extending that into October, and I'll talk to you about that in just a moment. All right. Let me just go over a couple of additional things, and then if there's any other questions, and we have time, we'll try and get to those. But I want to make sure that you're aware of everything that's going on this month. So the first is we have a special deal going on the bio trackers. I know I've heard from many of you that have been interested in getting a second bio tracker, and we announced yesterday that we have a special offer just for coaches, and it is running now through October 24th, which I'm trying to remember what day of the week that is. Let me look at the calendar here. So it goes from Monday until the 24th is also a Monday. So Monday the 24th will be the last day for it. You actually can, if you buy a metabolic age support system kit, you can get a bio tracker for $110. So the combination is $350. You get a kit plus a bio tracker, and you can do it on any of the flavors. And like I said, it's an exclusive just for coaches, and supplies are limited of the number of bio trackers that we have available. So if you are interested, this definitely is the time to do it. If you've been waiting or wanting to get a second bio tracker, this is your chance. So make sure that you take advantage of that great offer that we have running right now. We also, like I mentioned just a moment ago, have a Start Your Group promotion for October, and it is, we've been doing this promotion now for a couple months, and it's working very well, so we decided to continue it for another month. We think it's a fabulous incentive to get started. So if you start a group with 5 or more participants, so those qualified participants, just for that, you're going to receive a $150 product credit. And that actually comes in the form of sunshine points, which 1 sunshine point equals $1 of free Nature Sunshine products. So we think that's a fantastic way for you to be able to get the materials that you need to support your group. And whether it's protein samples or new materials like manuals and things, whatever you need, you can use that product credit for. All right, and then you also can add additional product credit based on your group sales. So if you reach 600 QV in IN.FORM product sales in your group in the month of October, you get an additional $150 product credit. So your total credit that you get is $300, which, I mean, wow, that's awesome. I think that could really help support your group and what you need in order to provide incentives or whatever it might be for your group. And that's really just the equivalent of 3 people, 3 of your 5, or however many participants you have, purchasing a metabolic age kit. So, I mean, that's a simple way to get there. And the products that count towards that 600 QV are the metabolic age support kits, but the individual products that come in the kit, the individual bags of the protein or the cardio kit, or the IN.FORM berberine or the IN.FORM probiotic, those also count towards the 600 as well, if you have anybody that's maybe kind of customized their kit a little bit. And then if you reach 1,000 QV in IN.FORM product sales, you will get an additional $300 product credit. So you're getting a total of $450 in product credit. And you actually can earn these incentives for as many groups as you run. So, I mean, it's a pretty awesome deal to be able to earn these different product credits. So we're really excited about that and hope that you all take advantage. We've talked about this the past couple of weeks, and of course I just showed you the IN.FORM certification. I just wanted to remind you that we have this special price for new coaches. It was extended until October 16th, which is this coming Sunday. So if you have anybody that's interested in getting certified, have them register by this Sunday. It's $399 and it comes with the full kit. It's really a great deal and a great opportunity to get maybe those participants in your group that are excited and have been interested in getting certified, or maybe anybody in your group, any health-minded people that are interested in becoming coaches. This really is a fantastic opportunity for them to get involved at a really fantastic price. We also have a special deal for you coaches if you want to go and get recertified or repeat the course and get access to the material. You can do so for $49.99. We extended that special price one more month just to give you coaches and some additional opportunities to get involved. And that includes a coach's manual and 3 participant manuals, which that alone is $45. So really, I mean, you're getting the training almost essentially for free if you're purchasing those new materials. So it's really a great deal, and we encourage all of you to get involved with that. We also, for the past, I think it's been about almost a month and a half, have been doing a recipe contest. We're working on building an awesome library of IN.FORM friendly recipes that we're going to add to our blog, and we're in process of adding some really fantastic ones that you all have submitted. And I know I've been trying some of your delicious recipes at home, so thank you very much. But we actually have a contest going. So if you submit your IN.FORM friendly recipes to social@natr.com, you can be in a drawing to win some really fun prizes. I have some winners on my next slide. But the first 5 who submit a recipe receive some NSP swag. And we've been sending out some really fun things like essential oils. They've sent out water bottles. We've got some fun IN.FORM bags, just different stuff. But some weeks we haven't even gotten 5 submissions. So some weeks we do, some weeks we don't. So you really have a really great chance of winning, especially if you hop on and do it right now and send us a recipe, because not everybody spends the time to do that, and so they really have a great chance to qualify for that. So I recommend that you all send a recipe in right away, and the first 5 will get a prize, and the rest of you will all go into a drawing. So this week's winners are Shirley Goodrich, Jerry Spencer, Nancy Lipanaga, Roxy Hudson, and Janice Goen. So congratulations, you are all going to qualify for an IN.FORM item that will be shipped out to you shortly, or an NSP item, some sort of swag type item. It's going to be good. So congratulations to all of you. We'll get those shipped out to you just about in the next week or so. All right, and then our drawing winner for this week, and it looks like she was on the call, but it looks like she is no longer on the call, so she'll have to hear about this another way. But our drawing winner is Sheila Strange. So congratulations to Sheila. We'll reach out to her with an email, but she gets her choice of a metabolic age support kit or an authentic essential oils kit. So that is an awesome prize. So we will give the winner, drawing winner next week, their choice of a prize. So we strongly recommend that you get those recipes submitted. And Sarah's wondering how long before those recipes are posted. And we've received a lot of recipes, so we're working on getting those posted. So hopefully within the next month or so, we should have a lot more of those up and ready. So All right, so we've already talked about the IN.FORM challenge, so I'm going to skip over that because we are about out of time. I wanted to quickly go over Education Week. Next week is Education Week. It goes the 17th through the following Monday on the 24th. So we actually won't be doing our IN.FORM Coaches webinar next week. We'll do Education Week instead. These are some of these are all of the topics and the presenters that we have next week. The one specifically I want to draw attention to is Monday's webinar is by Cindy Clement, and it is about IN.FORM. So it is reversing the curse of metabolic syndrome one person at a time. So of course with IN.FORM we always recommend that you do groups because people really have the best success with that. But this one is specifically going to talk about IN.FORM and how you can implement it as a practitioner through a one-on-one setting and how you can be successful with that. So if you do groups but you also want to add some one-on-ones, this would be a great one to attend. If you're a practitioner or maybe somebody that isn't comfortable yet with doing groups, we suggest that you tune into this webinar and see if maybe you can implement IN.FORM in a one-on-one basis and just kind of get started, get your feet wet. And this is really going to be a fantastic webinar that, of course, we recommend that you attend all of them, but specifically mark your calendar for that IN.FORM webinar. And you can register at nspwebinars.com. So that was nspwebinars.com. You also can just find it in the menu on the corporate site. Okay, so our next webinar is actually going to be on October 25th because of Education Week. So make sure that you mark your calendar then. Of course, you're all registered and we'll get that email reminder, but that's going to be October 25th at 11 a.m. We're already over time, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Sorry we didn't quite get to everybody's questions, but thank you so much for being with us today and taking the time out of your busy schedules to be with us and to learn. And I really appreciate it so much. And thanks for everything that you do as coaches. I know that you are blessing the lives of thousands of people. I mean, the stories that we hear are absolutely incredible. And it's amazing what you're doing with IN.FORM and how you're blessing the lives of so many people. So thank you so much, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Have a great day.